Okay, so can you tell me what all things we had discussed in the last class? Which method we had discussed in the last class?
Chromatography.
Very good. It's chromatography, right? Adigesh,
Ma'am,
can you explain the process chromatography?
it's a technique used for the separation of those solute that do not dissolve in the same solvent.
That's dissolved in the same solvent. Okay, solute that dissolved in the same solvent. Okay. Okay, that's chromatography. Lynette, can you explain the steps to perform this chromatographic experiment?
Ma'am, we just take ammonium chloride and
It's sublimation.
sorry.
Thin strip of filter paper.
It's a thin strip of filter paper, and we should mark up 3 centimeter a point, and on that we should put a drop of ink.
Yes.
And we should take a glass of water and place this thin strip, and the water should be below this point.
Okay.
And after some time, when this thin strip will absorb the water, and this ink mark will rise up
along with the water, right?
Along with the water, and there will be 2 marks.
Yeah.
With different colors.
Yeah. If how many or how much colors are there in that ink, we can clearly see that spots in that thin sheet. Okay. So this is the method to separate different colors from an ink. Okay. This is the method that used to separate different colors from an ink. Then what are the applications of this method, chromatography? Anandita? Yeah. Can you tell me one application?
To separate color in a dye.
Yeah, to separate colors from a dye. Then Pooja, can you tell me one application? Steer. What's happened? Yeah. Tell me one application. Okay, you can just recall one point. Okay.
Dye
particles. Yeah, that's the same point, Anandita. Tell me, right? What about other applications other than this dye?
Ma'am, pigments from natural colors.
Yes, pigments from natural colors. Then one more application. What was that?
From blood.
To separate drugs from blood. Okay, these 3 are the main application of chromatography. Then today we are going to learn about another method to separate a mixture of 2 miscible liquids. We have learned immiscible liquids, right? What's the difference between miscible and immiscible?
Immiscible liquids do not mix.
Separate.
Yes. So what about this miscible one?
It will not separate, will mix together.
They can, yeah.
Ma'am, immiscible liquids will form a line of separation.
Immiscible means they cannot mixed up together. Okay. Here it is miscible. Miscible means they can able to mix up together. Okay. So today we are going to learn a method to separate this mixture of 2 miscible liquids. Miscible. They can able to mixed up together. So before learning this process, there is one activity in your textbook, activity 2.8. 2.8, page number 21. Activity 2.8, page number 21. Ellen, can you please read? Why, Lakshmi, you can't hear anything? I think some network issue there, that's why. What about others? Yes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ellen? Yes, read.
Ma'am, 2.8.
2.8, page number 21, 2.8. Read it one by one, okay? Yes.
Let us try to separate.
Yes, let us try to separate. What?
That is
Acetone, acetone.
acetone and water from their mixtures.
Okay, we are going to separate this acetone and water from the mixture. So this acetone and water, it's an example for miscible liquid. Okay, are you familiar with this one, acetone? Girls, you're using this. Yeah, Hira, you can tell me.
Ma'am, it is like nail polish remover. No?
Yeah, same thing. Okay, that's the chemical present in nail polish remover, acetone. Okay, acetone. So we are going to separate the mixture of acetone and water. Okay, Ellen, then read the next step.
Take the mixture in a distillation flask.
Yeah.
Fit it with a thermometer.
Take the mixture in a distillation flask. Fit it with a thermometer. Okay, then I will show the image of this experiment. Okay, this one you can see, this one is the distillation flask. Okay, it is fitted to a thermometer, right? We just take a distillation flask. It is connected to a thermometer. Okay, Ellen, continue.
Arrange the
apparatus.
Not that. Okay. Anything. Arrange the apparatus as shown in figure 2.9.
Yeah. So we have to arrange this apparatus as in the figure. You can clearly see here, this distillation flask, it is placed above a tripod stand with a burner, right? This distillation flask is placed over the tripod stand with a burner. And this distillation flask is connected to a water condenser. This one is known as water condenser. Okay, distillation flask, it is connected to a water condenser. Then here you can see again another beaker to collect the liquid. Okay, so this is the experimental setup for this distillation. This is apparatus setup clear for you children? This is the experimental setup for this distillation. This is clear?
Yes.
Yes, right? Okay. Then continue. Helen?
Yes, sir. Heat the mixture slowly, keeping a close watch at the thermometer.
Yeah, heat. Which one? No need to write this one now, okay? Just observe the figure, that's enough. Heat the mixture slowly by keeping a close watch at the thermometer. We are going to start this heating process and observe this thermometer clearly, okay? Yes. Continue.
The acetone vaporizes,
condenses
in the condenser and can be collected from the condenser outlet.
Yes, condenser outlet. Continue.
Water is left behind in the distillation flask.
Water is left behind in the distillation flask. So I told you this was the experimental setup for this distillation process. So on heating, here in this distillation flask, there is mixture of acetone and water, right? So on heating, what happens? This acetone starts boiling. On heating, acetone starts boiling and it will be converted to vapors. And this vapors will pass through this condenser and it will condense again to liquids. Okay, vapors will again condense to liquid and it can be collected in this beaker. So acetone will be collected in this beaker and this water will remain in this distillation flask itself. This is clear. I will repeat it once again. We just take a distillation flask. It is connected to a thermometer. Then we place this distillation flask above the tripod stand with burner. Then we connect this distillation flask to a condenser and another beaker was placed to collect this liquid. On heating, acetone starts boiling and it vaporizes and condenses and we can collect it in a separate beaker. Okay, then this water will remain in this distillation flask itself. This process, it is known as distillation. Okay, this method of separating two miscible liquids, it is known as distillation. Clear? This is clear, children?
Yes.
Yes, then I will show you one video regarding this experiment. Then you will get more idea about that. Okay? Yes, right?
Yes.
Now I think you will get more idea about this process distillation, right? So now you are
Yes,
able to
ma'am.
answer these questions in the page number 22 based on this experiment. I will help you, okay? So who will read the first question? Jairus, can you read the first question? Page number 22.
Yes, miss. Miss.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah, it's page number 22.
Okay, miss.
Yeah.
What do you observe as you start heating the mixture?
Yes, what do you observe as you start heating the mixture? Yes, children, you can tell me.
Acetone will vaporize and
Yeah, acetone starts to boiling as it vaporizes and condenses, right?
yes.
Yeah, Maljit, miscible liquid. This is not the spelling of miscible, just wait. This M-I-S-C-I-B-L-E. It is miscible. Miscible means the liquids, miscible liquids, okay? Miscible liquids, liquids that mixed up together. Together. You can write one example. Acetone and water. Acetone plus water. Okay. Amaljit, is this clear? Can you hear me? Amaljit? Amaljit, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. So what do you observe as you start heating the mixture? You can write there. Acetone starts boiling, it vaporizes and condenses. Abhiram, which one? You can talk. Why are you sending messages in the chat box? Last one, right? Okay, okay. I will show it once again. Yes. Liquids that mixed up together. Immiscible means they exist as different layers. They cannot able to mixed up together. Finished?
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No.
Okay, okay. Can write immiscible also along with this. Immiscible. Liquids exist as different layers. Yes. Okay. Then again back to questions. So first one you can write.
Can you show the slide once again?
Yes. Yeah, Isha. it finished?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so back to questions. You can write there. Acetone starts boiling, vaporizes, and then condenses. Acetone starts boiling, vaporizes, and condenses. Finished. Then the next question, at what temperature does the thermometer reading become constant for some time? I know that reading of thermometer is not clear for you, right? Yes. So at what temperature does the thermometer reading become constant for some time? You can write there 56 degrees Celsius. I will tell you the reason. Okay. It is 56 degrees Celsius.
Boiling point of acetone.
Very good. It's boiling point of acetone. Okay, we have learned that the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius, right? At 100 degrees Celsius, water starts to boiling. Similarly, this acetone starts to boiling at 56 degrees Celsius. That's why we can able to distinguish or separate these two liquids. On the temperature at 56 degrees Celsius, acetone starts to boils, vaporizes, and condenses. Only at 100 degrees Celsius, water can able to start boiling, vaporizes, and condenses. So before water boiling, we can able to separate this acetone. Okay, so you can write there 56 degrees Celsius. So the next question, what is the boiling point of acetone? You can write the same answer. It is 56 degrees Celsius. How to write degree Celsius? Yes, it is 56, then degree Celsius, like this. Okay, all of you switch on your videos. 56 degree Celsius. Okay. Then one more question. Why do the two components separate? You can tell me the reason. Why do two components separate?
Because two miscible liquids have different boiling point.
Very good.
Acetone's boiling point is 56 degree and degree Celsius, and water's boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius.
Yes,
So
you can write the difference in boiling point. That's needed. Okay. Difference in boiling point. Difference in boiling point. So what's the name of this method?
Distillation.
Yes, it's known as distillation. Okay. Distillation. Then I will show the slide. Just wait. To separate a mixture of two miscible liquids, the method is known as distillation. Okay, method is known as distillation. It is used for the separation of components of a mixture containing two miscible liquids that boil without decomposition. That means no change occurs to that substance. Okay, that boil without decomposition and have sufficient difference in their boiling points. So these are the two conditions needed for the distillation process to occur. It should be miscible liquids. 3 points. Okay, two miscible liquids, then boil without decomposition, sufficient difference in their boiling point. If 3 conditions are satisfied, we can use this method. It is known as distillation. Clear? Used for the separation of components of a mixture containing two miscible liquids that boil without decomposition. That means no change occurs after boiling and have sufficient difference in their boiling point. So such liquids can be separated using this method known as distillation. The apparatus used for this distillation process, distillation flask, thermometer, condenser, then burner, tripod stand, beaker, etc. This thing is known as clamp, okay? Clamp to adjust and to fit this distillation flask in that stand. Okay, it is known as clam. Is this clear? Have you completed? Who will read this? Anashwara, can you please read? Anashwara.
To separate a mixture of two immiscible liquids.
Yeah.
Method is known as distillation. Used for the separation of components of a mixture containing two miscible liquids that boil without decomposition and have sufficient difference in their
boiling points. Have you completed, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you?
Yes,
Yes, right. Then there is one more method similar to that of distillation, and it is known as fractional distillation. It is known as fractional distillation. To separate a mixture of two or more miscible liquids, here also two or more miscible liquids, okay, for which the difference in boiling point is less than 25 Kelvin. So here we have to maintain the difference in boiling point as less than 25 Kelvin. If two miscible liquids are taken and the difference in their boiling point can be considered as less than 25 Kelvin, we can use this fractional distillation. Kelvin, it's another unit that used to measure temperature. Similar to that of degree Celsius, we can also use Kelvin. Okay, it's another unit of temperature. Kelvin. In short, we will write K. K. It's a unit of temperature. Unit of temperature. Okay, to separate a mixture of two or more miscible liquids. Miscible means the liquids that mixed up together. So to separate a mixture of two or more miscible liquids for which the difference in boiling point, it is less than 25 Kelvin. Then fractional distillation process is used instead of distillation. Do you find any difference in this experimental setup from that distillation here?
Yes.
Yes, tell me.
They kept
Yeah?
One more beaker is there.
Where is one more beaker?
Not beaker.
Yeah, fractionating column. Okay. This is the only difference from the previous figure. Okay. So here this fractional distillation, it's the method used to separate different gases from air, separation of different fractions from petroleum products. Okay, then I will explain about fractionating column in the next slide. So you have to note that if the difference in boiling point, it is less than 25 Kelvin, fractional distillation method is used. Okay, and this method is used to separate different gases from air. Air contains different gases, right? Like nitrogen, oxygen, then carbon dioxide, loads of gases there. To separate this different gases from air, we can use this method, fractional distillation. Similarly, we can also separate different fractions from petroleum. We have learned different fractions of petroleum in standard 8. Do you remember that one?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me? Anyone?
Yes. Lubricant wax.
Yeah, then paraffin wax, lubricating oil, kerosene, diesel, petrol. Do you remember?
Yes.
So we can use this method, fractional distillation, to separate the different fractions of petroleum. Okay. This is clear. Have you completed this slide, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All of you? Yes. Then about fractionating column. This is the actual image of fractionating column. A fractionating column is fitted in between the distillation flask and the condenser. You can see that it is situated in between distillation flask, then the condenser, right? That means in between that thermometer and distillation flask. And condenser is also along with that, right? So this simple fractionating column, it's a tube packed with glass beads. Okay, it's a tube packed with glass beads. The beads provide surface for the vapors to cool and condense repeatedly. So the repeat process of this condensation, evaporation take place here. Okay, we know that on boiling it will converted to vapors, and on condensing it will again back to liquids. So through this glass beads, it will provide the surface for the vapors to cool and condense repeatedly. That's the difference between simple distillation and this fractional distillation. Okay. So you can write this one. A fractionating column is fitted in between distillation flask and condenser. A simple fractionating column is a tube packed with glass beads. The beads provide surface for the vapors to cool and condense repeatedly. Finish it fast. Now it's time. If you can't able to complete it, I will send you the notes. No need to worry, okay? Just wait. Let me take your attendance, okay? Okay, children, I will mark your attendance, okay? So thank you all. See you in the next class. Before entering in the next class, all of you read this portion thoroughly, okay? Before entering the class, you have to learn this portion thoroughly. Clear?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, bye, ma'am. See you, ma'am.
Oh,
Okay.
see you in the next class.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Belsino is present.
Ah, okay. I will mark all your attendance. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, bye, ma'am.